Hey, my name is Tim Runge. This is my podcast on technology and some of the ways that it applies to the film industry. One of the most iconic images that I can think of when thinking about technology in film would actually be King Kong. I'm talking about 1933. It's obvious to see that it was done by a puppet, that it was done by stop motion animation. If you go back and look at something like Beowulf, which was only made just a few years ago, the effects, they don't hold up.
They say you have a monster here. They say your lands are cursed.
Is that what they say?
Bards sing of Hrothgar's shame from the frozen north to the shores of Vinland.
There's no shame to be accursed by demons.
I'm Beowulf.
You go back to the 1933 King Kong, the movie holds up pretty well. It's interesting to take the idea of what we can do now. It almost seems like we're in a hurry to make things bigger and better than the next guy. We're so concerned with trying to make it quickly that we stop trying to figure out how to do it the right way. One of the great things we have with this technology is we can make these kinds of mistakes. We can fix it as we go with applications like Final Cut Pro, which I've been using for my own podcast. We have the freedom to make mistakes. We have the freedom to play with what we've got. I just think that maybe we should play a little bit harder first before we put it out there. Another thing I want to talk about just real quick is how we've started to rely more on computer effects than practical effects. This goes back to what I was saying earlier about how maybe we're using things before we're ready to. Just because we can do something now doesn't mean we need to forget how we used to do it. It goes back to the old saying that if it's not broken, don't fix it. If we take a look at computer-generated imagery versus what we've got with like puppets and costumes and just creatures, it's really interesting to see. I mean, the obvious dichotomy between the two is Star Wars. I mean, you have the original trilogy, which had more of the practical effects, and then you have the more recent Star Wars movies that rely much more on computer effects. But there's a certain amount of realism that's lost in the translation between the practical effect and the computer effect. I'm real excited to see where it's going to go. I just feel that from what we've seen, we've gotten extraordinarily close, but we're just not there yet. So in closing, I guess what I'm trying to say is that we have a lot of good technology out there available to us. The computers we have are just fantastic. The programs we have to edit on the go, I mean, whenever we want to, you can be filming and then edit simultaneously almost. It's just fantastic that we're getting to the point where we have the luxury to get it done as quickly as possible. As far as the special effects go, we still have a little bit more to learn, but that's what makes this industry interesting. We always have new obstacles to overcome. So I'm really looking forward to see where we're going next, and that'll do it. My name's Tim Runge. This is my CSI Technology Podcast.
I'm